call the Administration and Finance Committee to order. Item 14 is an ordinance to repeal response fee for extinguishment activities.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion from Alderman Weigel and a second from Alderman Lysick. I'll provide some explanation
you.
here, what's going on. This was our $500 fire department response fee, which we had implemented some time ago. I'm looking at Mason, maybe like a year or two ago.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half.
And,
Still Zoom, I think.
yeah, oh, right, well, we're still flashback. Right, so, our new finance director is of the opinion that if we were to continue to enact that fee, that we would have trouble with our levy limits, that it works against us for our levy limits, then that we'd have to reduce our levy based on that additional fee. And now we just have an administrative activity that's not getting us any additional revenue, so we should do away with the fee. That's where that's coming from. And any further discussion on that?
Explains it all.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And item 15 is a resolution authorizing the purchase of up to two 2022 all-wheel drive Ford Police Interceptor utility hybrid SUV investigative squad cars from National Auto Fleets Group and associated ancillary items such as light bars, sirens, etc. from various vendors from a sum not to exceed $85,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 16 is a resolution to accept the proposal of Compass Minerals for furnishing and delivering 3,000 tons of de-icing road salt for a total sum of $226,560.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 17, resolution approving an increase in the solid waste fund user charge.
Move for approval. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
What is exactly is it just, at,
The tipping
the
fee
DP
that we have to pay
Yeah,
is
okay.
increased, and we have to pass that along
Okay.
as, is how that goes. I don't have the exact numbers to be able to tell you right now. I have to look to staff. to
it's
tell us.
based on that, right?
But yes,
Okay.
it's not based on what we're doing. We're passing along a cost is what it is.
Sounds good.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 18, a resolution establishing the 2022 sanitary sewer user charge MMSD portion.
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
this is a
Alderman White.
pass-through also, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly correct, yes. MMSD is increasing their charge to us, so we have to increase our charge to our customers. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 19 is a resolution approving $500,000 in Brownfield Revolving Loan Fund from the city's U.S. EPA Revolving Loan Fund grant to Sona Lofts LLC for property located within the 6 Points Farmers Market redevelopment area south of National Avenue, Sona redevelopment.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 20 is a resolution to create policy number 1454B related to unplanned absences.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, would you
Drill.
please explain this?
Yeah, I mean, Ms.
Yeah, I
Grill's
kind
gonna
of
do
read
that.
through it and I had a few questions too.
This is to assist us with maintaining staffing in our different departments as we continue to reduce people. It's difficult sometimes when people are calling in at the last minute. People are calling in to extend their vacations. People are calling in on Monday or Friday on a regular basis, or they've been told that they can't have off on a certain day, so then they call in sick. They get talked to about a certain issue at work, they call in sick the next day. This is to help curb that in some way by setting up a process where there would be graduated discipline if they are offenders of this policy. So the majority of employees that work here, this would never apply to them. But there are some people that the minute they get any time off, they take off the next day, and it just really makes for a big challenge for a lot of the departments.
Move for approval.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
When I was reading through it, so I seen that, like you said, it's reoccurring, it might happen on every Friday type of thing. And I did read the difference in steps, this much within 6 months. What is the trigger of, okay, extending a vacation, ironically, they do get sick. What's the occurrence for this to be deemed against policy, I guess?
So if somebody would call in sick after their vacation and would want to make sure that this doesn't apply to them, then they should probably go to the doctor after their vacation and get a doctor's excuse. But it's the graduated, so it's you would work through the process. And some people, they are legitimately sick, and then they could go and get that excuse. And they might be on FMLA too. That might be a whole nother thing that's going on.
I just didn't want it to impact those that, are we gonna look at prior absent records where, you were on vacation, you caught something in the airport, you're sick, you might not be sick enough to go to the doctor, but you're sick and need to stay home. Are they automatically going to be placed then if they didn't go to the doctor on this program?
Well, it depends on the time period. So you have like the 60-day period or the 6 months. It would depend upon when they're in, where they are in
So
that.
the
We're not
first
gonna
one
go back
within the
through their
60
whole.
days is where you just have a conversation, right?
Right.
And then that's when it occurs again, then that's within the 6 months is when there could be then potential disciplinary suspension items.
Correct. And it
Okay.
says maybe, it doesn't say shall or must.
Right.
So there's going to be, there's
Discretion.
always extenuating circumstances and discretion, like you said.
Okay.
Yeah, Alderman Lysick and then Kale.
I'm good. That
Okay.
answered my questions. And
Thanks. Yeah, and Kale.
And just to add to what Rebecca was saying, the concept of taking time off after requesting that time off, that's much more to be a situation where one instance of that, it's more likely to be abuse. But taking those recurring days off, it says you have to establish a pattern of it. So if it happens once, that's not going to be a pattern. It would have to happen more than once to be a pattern. And so there's going to be some discretion. There's going to be other information. So that's not a hard and fast rule. And yes, if there are any situations where there's an innocent explanation, I'm sure it'll be taken into account. But it does have to establish a pattern for that type of
For clear
absence.
abuse. Okay. Thank you.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 21 is a resolution to amend the economic development loan to Allen Rodney Syndicate LLC, doing business as Alfonso's, the original pizzeria, in an amount not to exceed $25,000 for the establishment of a new restaurant at 9130 West Greenfield Avenue.
Move for approval.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Alderman Weigel.
this is an amendment to a previous, are we extending terms or bringing more money to the table? Both?
We approved right before COVID an economic development loan of $64,000 in partnership with the Hmong Chamber of Commerce, who did, and others, for the acquisition of the property at 92nd and Greenfield for the expansion of Alfonso's. Well, COVID hit, pizza oven dies, and all his costs went up during this process, as well as increased legal costs to acquire the property. Phase one that the bank made him have to pay for investigation of the site, etc. So, it's a little bit of a sad story of where the business is currently at with the breakdown of his pizza oven. But we know that he has a good product. He has a great following, reputation, and he needs a little assistance to be able to rebound and get open on 92nd and Greenfield. So tonight's not only an extension of terms to try to adjust the current loan, as as well as increase the loan amount by $25,000 to help with upfront costs to get open. The budget, like I said, is blown, so he needs assistance to buy some additional equipment and food to open.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 22, a resolution to amend the fee schedule incorporating counter fee and processing fee for credit and debit card payments.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 23 is the status of accepting credit and debit cards for payment at all city facilities. And this was something that I had asked to be put on the agenda. Currently, as far as in-person transactions go, credit and debit cards are only accepted at the police department. They aren't accepted anywhere else, not at Public Works, not here at City Hall, not at the Health Department. And I think those are the only other places that we accept money. This is something that we have to work on, and Rebecca and her staff are working on it. In particular, we have the new computer system that's going to be coming through, and this will allow us to allow our staff to be able to accept credit cards. What's the name of the new computer system?
OpenGov.
OpenGov. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want us to keep
Get
an
with the
eye on
times.
this. I'll share with the group. I originally said I wanted to keep this on the schedule, on our agenda every council meeting until this is finally done. Well, okay, I backed off from that. That's a little excessive, but we can revisit that in about 6 months and just make sure that we're making progress on this. That's all. Good.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, please, Ms. Grimm.
So I had the departments go through each of the transactions that we deal with the public on. There's about 242 of them. We have 63 of them currently online where you can pay with a credit card. As of January 1st or around there, there'll be 71 additional items on there. It'll be mostly for the fire department, engineering, and the clerk's office. We're going to try to move all of our licensing and permitting onto the OpenGov by then, so then we can accept credit card payments in person or online, whichever. So then we'd have 108 left that we can work on throughout the year, and so we have established dates like March 1st, June 1st, different things like that. But there's an expectation for all the departments that they need to have their everything online by the end of next year, if not before.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, any further discussion on this issue?
Oh, can
Please.
I mention one more thing? We're also working with OpenGov to get a card reader so that we can, if Public Works is out in the field for brush pickup and stuff, they can take the cards there or at the, just when people are coming to the yard to drop off things. So
Mr. Chair, so then that card reader could go right into their iPads.
I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. They said it isn't like the square, but
Oh.
there's other things that we're
Okay.
working on.
As long as it works.
Okay, yeah, again, any
Everyone have
further
anything
discussion
else?
on item 23? Then item 24 is an item that we will be going into closed session for. Item 24 is a proposal for partial settlement regarding opioid litigation, City of West Dallas versus Activist Pharma Incorporated et al. And it gives the case number. For agenda item number 24, the committee may convene in closed session pursuant to the provisions of section 19.851G of the state statutes for the purpose of conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning a strategy to be adopted by the committee, by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. This committee may reconvene in open session after the completion of the closed session to consider the balance of the agenda. Can I have a motion to go into
So
closed
moved.
session?
Second.
I have a motion and a second, and Alderman Lysick,
Aye.
Alderwoman Keene,
Aye.
Alderman Tenorio,
Aye.
Alderman Weigel.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. And that is 5-0. We are in closed session.
Motion
I'm gonna wait for folks to get
to go into open session.
But yes.
Yeah, move to go into open session. Doors
To
open.
go in open session, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
All right, we're back in open session now. And we have one item for action, that's item 24. Is there a motion on item 24?
I
Motion.
mo- Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I move that we concur with the city attorney's recommendation.
Second.
And approve the proposed
Approve the
partial
pro-
settlement?
Right.
And we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And is there anything else to properly come before the committee? I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Safety and Development will come to order. All members are present. First item on the agenda is item 36. It's the special use permit for Magic Auto Repairs that we had the public hearing on this evening.
I move approval.
Second.
And moved and seconded to approve. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 37 is an ordinance to adopt parking restrictions on the west side of 84th Street from Lincoln to 150 feet south of Lincoln.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask on all these parking restrictions, can you please explain it to me? I'm going to vote yes. I defer to the alderman of that district.
This
but
was on the recommendation of Engineering Department with the reconfiguration of the 84th and Lincoln intersection. It created a hazard for people getting in the parking lane and driving.
I
Move approval.
I
Second.
Moved and seconded for approval. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 38 is an ordinance to rescind parking restrictions on the west side of 94th Street and both sides of 95th and 96th Street.
So,
That doesn't say what 100 block.
Pete can chime in if needed, but these were old parking restrictions when there used to be yesteryears and other bars that had a lot more night traffic and parking within the city blocks, and then walking over to the bar, therefore taking up all the parking.
Yep.
I don't know how many years old it's been, but we didn't feel a need for it.
20, 30 years ago.
Alderman Barzak.
Right.
I move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 39 is an ordinance to adopt parking restrictions on the east side of the 1400 block of South 94th Street from 200 feet south of Greenfield to 250 feet south of Greenfield.
And this is kind of like item 40 also. In both of those roads, there's a little bit of a cutout or a bend in it. And when plow operations come through, we know we try to go curb to curb, but if a little bit of snow comes out, you have a truck on one side and a car on another. It's pretty hard to get through that area with a truck or a plow. So it's strictly going to be during December to March during snow, and it's just that area where it bumps out as it's really hard to pass. Pretty narrow street.
So these are just during winter season.
December to March, yep.
Okay.
I move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 40.
I'll
is-
move approval on that
Second.
one also.
It's been moved and seconded to approve. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 41 is a resolution to approve the memorandum of agreement between the 128th Air Refueling Wing of the Air National Guard and the City of West Dallas regarding the mutual aid box alarm system.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Got to keep our
Carried.
planes flying.
Item 42 is a resolution approving a certified survey map to combine two existing parcels located at 7020 West National and 15 Star South 71st Street into one parcel by Mark Mirnes.
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 43 is a resolution to approve the release of existing city easements and covenants encumbering the South of National Sona redevelopment area.
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 44 is a resolution approving a purchase and sale agreement and development agreement between the Community Development Authority of the City of West Dallas and Mandel Group Properties LLC and/or assigned for commercial and residential development within the 6 Point Farmers Market redevelopment area south of National Sona redevelopment.
Move for approval.
Second.
Yeah, do we need to go into closed session? I
think
guess,
so, right?
We heard it.
Not unless you want to.
yeah, I don't have any need to. I just wanted to.
I had nothing particular to bring up in closed session. It was more if the committee wanted to. It's on the agenda as a matter of course.
We were just prepared if there was questions.
And-
Thank you.
I did want to mention, Mr. Chair, that the purchase and sale agreement, development agreement, and the development finance agreement, they're all, the finance agreement is an exhibit to the purchase and sale agreement. So you were emailed that document yesterday to members of the Common Council. That's also included in the motion here tonight. Again, it's for a 110-unit apartment building, $23 million development. That is lot 2 of the Sona property. That's the property southwest of the farmer's market. So it's around 2.3 acres for the Sona lots. The other additional lots will come back at a future point for the Makersville development.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Weigel.
I just wanted to mention for the audience at home or guests in the room that we discussed this at length. We had a long display of conversation about this, an exhibit from the developer and our staff at the joint CDA and safety development meeting we held yesterday. So I just want to assure everybody that it got a thorough vetting from everybody.
And this was recommended for approval by the Community Development Authority. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 45 is a resolution to approve the reciprocal easement agreement and operating agreement between the Community Development Authority of the City of West Dallas, the City of West Dallas, and Sona Lofts LLC, Makers Row 1 LLC, Makers Row 2 LLC, and for Phase 2 of the market development south of National Sona.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there anything else that can come before the committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.